mixed together. None of them is completely an accurate definition of it, but it does involve little pieces here and there. Boy, or word. Does anyone know what this means off the top of your head? In every other case except self-defense, using violence against another person is some sort of crime. On the lower levels, it's considered assault. On the higher levels, it's considered manslaughter with self-defense going on. First thing we need is intent. This is pretty simple. This means someone wants to hurt you. Let's say, I know, I just met Adam. He has no intent to hurt me. We're perfectly okay. If I just punch Adam in the face, this is not self-defense. This is a second grader. He might really want to hurt me, but he's maybe this big. He doesn't have the means to physically hurt me. I can't justify punting second grade Adam and saying, oh, okay, that was self-defense. That would be awesome. That would be totally awesome, but totally illegal. To run across busy traffic, he does not have the opportunity. Therefore, I cannot justify shooting him from across the road or anything like that. Last thing we need is another big legal word. It's called preclusion. Does anyone know what that means? Yeah, okay, that's on the right track. Preclusion essentially means in this situation that I've done everything in my power to remove myself from the situation before it would warrant a stance. He certainly has the intent to hurt me, the means to hurt me, and the opportunity to hurt me right here, but I can just walk out the door. That's preclusion. If I don't take that option, all of a sudden, violence. This we see all over the place. By men, I'm like, and then he shoves me back, and then I shove him back, and it gets a little bit harder every time. The insults rise, the ego rises, and before we know what happens, we're coming to blows here. This is really common in the animal kingdom. We see this all the time. If you watch two puppies wrestling with each other, this is a type of social violence. The thing we want to remember in social violence is most of the time it's a battle of egos. It's one guy trying not to back down in front of the other guy, trying to save face, and is most common in men ages 15 to 28. This is when they're in their prime age of looking for a mate and trying to find their place in society. So, you don't want to lose face with all these ladies sitting around. Comes in two main forms. The first one is what we call a resource predator. This is someone who wants something from you. Alexa. So Alexa's walking down the street and I'm sitting there and I'm like, that's a nice bag. I want Alexa's bag. I think maybe I can sell it on eBay and get some money out of it. Or maybe it's got, we want to keep in mind with any predator, even in nature, is they don't want to fight. They're not looking to get hurt in the process. They want a quick, easy target to deal with. So, Jared's got a few things going on. Tall guy, got a nice level stare going on. Bit of a broad chest going on here. The one thing we want to pay attention to, though, is Jared's hands. Where are they? This is almost equally as dangerous as hands in our pockets. Why do you think that?
We got up and close things there.
Yeah, I could put my hands here and you can't do much with your hands. So, again, I think I'm talking to someone, dealing with a stranger, something like that. We want our hands in a readily usable position. Pocket, not readily usable. Cross, not readily usable. Could be anything from just like, we talk with our hands all the time. They're up, they're doing something. So if Teresa decides to slug me real quick, I've got something in the way that I can do that. If you're scratching your beard, just it. No. I'm really not familiar with the area you're going. Is it like out along the Carlisle Pike? Yeah. Are you sure? So, are we thinking like I'm going down this way? Right? About how far am I going? Can you show me? Maybe just show me where I'm going here. We're walking this way. We start talking and what are we doing? Get a little closer. First shoulder contact, a little bit closer. Arm around. Then the big, like, just super deal. We start walking. We're very well conditioned to be nice to people when they talk to us. You know, introduce myself to you guys, like, hey, how's it going? No one is innately aggressive direction. It's very okay to just get in their face, yell at me, be rude, something like that. Who can be rude? But it's my little dog. He's about this big. He's a corgi. This is my baby puppy. He's just a year old. He's so tiny. Maybe where I could find a place with someone here. What happened though whenever you said anything? I kept talking. So you say something that gives me a hook. I can keep playing with that. Oh, I'm really busy. Too busy that you don't care about my last puppy. And so on and so forth. So just moving out of the way. Sometimes not a bad idea at all. We want simple moves that use large muscle groups to complete. Reason being is when we're in a stressful situation, what happens? We get tense. Reason being, adrenaline is up. We're pumped up, our vision starts to tunnel, we lose a lot of our fine motor skills. I can't rely on all these fancy twist her up, kick her around, walk her back type of techniques. In self-defense, of your palm push forward. We want all of our fingers tucked in, none of these loose little guys hanging out. Our palm heel strike is one of the simplest techniques we can work. We're going to try it either to Teresa's chin, Teresa's nose, essentially anywhere on Teresa's face. Why do you think I should use this as opposed to this? Why is it stronger? Oh, that's interesting. What do you think? No, they're both equally connected. I want you to just take your palm, slap the ground. Slap it again. A little bit harder. Alright. Overall, we're okay. Now, if I were to tell you to take your fist and punch the ground as hard as you can, who wants to do that? Breaks. If I were to punch Teresa in the face, her skull is about as hard as a concrete block. Unless I'm really comfortable breaking concrete blocks with my fist, and we're going to try to get in the face. Okay. Good. Maybe like right under the chin. All you've ever trained is punching an inch or two away from their nose. If all of a sudden it gets real violent, I have to hit Teresa, and that's where my punch stops, I'm in a lot of trouble, because guess what? Nothing's happened to her. So, we need to train how it would be actually applied, which is...
Be like Deanna. Be like Deanna. Be like Deanna.
The other hand behind her neck, dropping my elbows, pulling her down, and bringing my knee up into her. So, and I bring my knee up at the equal speed. I get much more force than if I were to just try to bring my knee up to hit her. So, you ever try lightly with your partner, just with your knee right now, to physical violence? That means your self-defense has failed. Self-defense is everything we do prior to physical violence. It's the awareness, it's the being conscious of what's going on. It's the knowing how to get out of some place before bad things happen. Martial arts is the